Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Catherine, and today we're going to be talking about why humans need safety to thrive. Now, a quick disclaimer before we get started. I am not a doctor or a psychotherapist, so I'm not qualified to give medical advice. The following information is simply a collection of my thoughts and ideas and opinions based on experiences that I've had and things that I'm learning, and as such, my opinions are subject to change as I grow. If you do have specific concerns or questions regarding your own personal well-being, I would invite you to consult a qualified healthcare practitioner that you trust. So to get started, why human beings need safety to thrive? When I think about this concept, one of my first thoughts goes to the nervous system, specifically thinking of the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, these are two different parts of the nervous system that have different functions based on our surrounding circumstances. The sympathetic nervous system is also known as our fight, flight, or freeze response, and the parasympathetic nervous system is also known as the rest and digest response. So let's take a closer look at what happens during these different states. Our sympathetic nervous system is activated at a perceived threat. One of the easiest illustrations to think of this is what your response would be if you were being chased by a tiger. Our body produces adrenaline, our digestive system slows down, and our blood usually rushes to our limbs, which enable us to prepare to either run or fight. Now, I would assume most people living in the US probably don't have to worry about being chased by a tiger. That being said, our sympathetic nervous system can still be activated during stressful situations. When I was in massage therapy school, the way we described stress was that it was a response due to lack of information or lack of control. So a classic example of this would be if you're stuck in an unexpected traffic jam. You're running late to work, you weren't expecting to get caught in traffic, and now all of a sudden you find yourself there and there's not really a way to get out of it, and you don't know how long it's going to last. Depending on your personality, this could very easily cause a stressful response in your body. Now, some stress is actually healthy for us, because it encourages growth and creativity. So you may not be able to control how long you're stuck in traffic, but maybe you can turn on the radio and discover new music while you're waiting. Maybe you listen to an audiobook or come up with new business ideas while you're waiting for traffic to clear. Another example would be if I'm at my job and there's a process that's taking too long and I have a deadline coming up, maybe being stressed about that upcoming deadline helps me to come up with a more creative and efficient way of solving a problem, so that way I can do it more quickly. So stress in and of itself isn't a bad thing. It helps us to grow, it helps us to come up with creative solutions to problems, and in a basic sense, it really helps us to survive. The problem is, if stress becomes chronic, that is what can cause the body to break down. So in prehistoric times, if you were being chased by a tiger, you could probably run for a few minutes, but if you literally had to run all day in order to stay away from this tiger, your body would collapse. Your muscles would give out, and your body would just not be able to sustain that level of stress for that long. Likewise, in modern times, if we find ourselves in chronic stress all the time and there's no relief, chronic stress can eventually lead to long-term and serious health issues. So that's why we need to balance it out with the parasympathetic nervous system, also known as rest and digest. This tends to be a more comfortable state for some because people aren't constantly worried about survival. So ultimately, humans thrive on a balance of same and different, on stress and comfort. If we are chronically unsafe, our bodies are unable to operate in homeostasis, which can lead to health issues, both physically and psychologically. Now, another thing that comes to mind here is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which was an idea presented in the mid-1900s that humans have certain needs to be met in order to thrive. Now, some people may say that this model is outdated, but what I like about it is that it illustrates the idea of different dimensions of wellness and different needs that humans have in order to flourish and to ultimately be healthy. Now, different people may have different opinions on what order the hierarchy should be in, or that the illustration should even be different, but I find it pretty convincing that safety is a basic human need in order to flourish and thrive. At the end of the day, I think human flourishing can be achieved when our different dimensions of wellness are in balance, thus allowing us to operate in harmony with ourselves and with others. Those are my thoughts for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.